Hello, this is Dr. Roy Sheneman from Tier 1 Coaching and Training at tier1coaching.org. I want to thank you so much for your time today, and I want to talk a little bit more about Interviews Made Easy, our series that we've been conducting here. We're giving some tips on how to help you get that job or get that next promotion, or maybe even look at a career change, or possibly even applying this in school settings and university settings where you're applying into, say, master's programs or PhD programs, or any kind of this program that requires an interview process in order to be accepted. And so as we look at this thing, I wanted to talk today a little bit about interview questions. One thing you never know is you never know how many people are applying to the position you're trying to gain. In many cases, you may be the only one. You'll never know that. For all you know, there are 1,000 people, or 100 people, or 20, or 10, or 3, or whatever. You never know how many people are applying. But what you do know is, assuming that were fortunate enough to get selected for an interview, you're going to be asked questions about who you are, things like that. So some of the questions, one of the more common questions, and one that is, quite frankly, one that trips people up more often than not, is a simple question like this. Hi, Roy, I see you're applying for our program, and tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay, what they don't want to know, there's 3 parts to that question that you need to understand. Number 1, there's the question that is being asked. Straightforward, tell me about yourself. There's the question regarding what they really mean. And then there's how you respond. And you need to be careful that your response matches what they really mean. So for example, if I say to you, tell me about yourself in an interview session, what I don't want to hear is, well, my name is Roy Sheneman. I was born in LaPorte, Indiana. Attended LaPorte High School, home of the Slashers. I went to college at the University of Dayton in Dayton, Ohio. Majored in education and was a teacher for a little while. I've got a master's degree at University of Louisiana at Monroe in marriage and family therapy. Did that for a while, and then ended up getting my PhD at Our Lady of the Lake University in San Antonio, Texas. All that is true. Every bit of it is true. It's very valuable. It's wonderful. The thing is, it's already on a resume. It's already on my LinkedIn page. It's somewhere else in their possession, probably written on the application that I completed for this position or this program that I'm trying to get into. So all of those things are wonderful, but that's not what they're asking you for. When the question is being asked in an interview, tell me about yourself, they want to know about you. What drives you? What motivates you? Why are you really motivated for this position as opposed to another position down the street? Why do you want to work for this company as opposed to that company over there? Why are you changing from the position you're coming? So you start asking that question. So tell me about yourself. One of the things that you might want to know about me is I'm very much the kind of person who is driven by learning. I see an opportunity to learn. I see an opportunity to impart what I've learned to others, to help teach them, to help develop them, help them achieve their highest potential in life. That's what motivates me. And I'm excited about your company because of A, B, and C. And because of the skills that I bring are 1, 2, and 3. And as I start talking about these things, now the interview is engaged in who I am and what drives me. It's not interested necessarily in the resume of what college I went to, what high school I went to, where I was raised, whether I was raised in the country or in the city, anything details like that. What they really want to know is who you are and what do you bring to the workplace, or what do you bring to this academic program that is going to be an asset to them going forward. That's what they want to know. Secondly, and here's the other thing that you need to understand. You should be getting, if your interviewer is skilled at all, you're going to have very few questions that are straightforward, like tell me about yourself. What the questions you're going to get are going to be very much what we call behavioral questions. So a behavioral question goes like this. Okay, so in your last job, can you tell me about a time when you gave leadership to a project? You should be able to name that without really thinking too hard. It's okay to pause for a moment to gather your thoughts, but basically come back with a story about how you gave leadership to a particular position, a particular project. They might ask you a question like, can you think of a time with your last job or so in which you failed? How did you handle that? How did you fail? And you should be able to tell the stories very specifically about how you failed and then what you did about it, not just leaving it out there. I really was given this job and I totally screwed it up and everything went bad and the company lost $1 million was the process. You don't leave it there, okay? You talk about, here's what happened, here are the facts behind it, And then here's what I did about it, and or here's what I learned, so that going forward, this never happened again, because I was able to put certain safeguards in place, either with myself or with my team, if I happen to be in a leadership position as a supervisor or manager or something like that, things that I put in place to make sure that this could never happen again, or at least made it extremely unlikely. Those are the kinds of questions you're going to get. You should get lots and lots of behavioral type questions. For example, if you're applying for certain programs, they might say, like, for example, I teach right now in a doctoral and master's level leadership, organizational leadership programs. And so one of the things that we ask of our students, or at least one that I ask my students, is tell me about a time when you led something. And then we'll talk about different experiences that they've had. And then I want to dig deeper and say, tell me about what did you do to establish yourself as a leader? Now, that's a deeper question, and quite often people don't know that answer. They've never thought about it at that level, but that's okay. What I'm trying to do is drive them to dig deeper, and I want them to dig deeper within. In the interview process, what we're trying to do is, I'm working for a particular company, I'm working for a particular program, and I want to see if you are going to be a good match, and or if you're going to help take this program and or this company to the next level based on your input, the work that you're going to provide on our behalf. In exchange for that, I'm going to hire you. You're going to get paid. You're hopefully going to get some benefits. Life's going to be good. Hopefully, if nothing else, you're going to learn a lot about yourself and things that are going to be of benefit to you and your family as you go forward. Well, I hope this is helpful. Get ready for questions. Understand that questions are a part of the deal, and that you should walk in knowing quite a bit about yourself. Spend time thinking about, what is it that drives me? What is it I'm interested in doing? Be able to understand, if they ask you the question, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? Have an answer for them. Have an answer, and don't let the answer be something as simple as, well, I see myself as being manager of this company. That's great, but more specifically, what do you see yourself doing? What kinds of characteristics about you and about the environment in which you're going to be working do you see as being improved based on what you know right now? Understand, you don't know everything, and that's okay. Nobody's asking you to know everything. What they are asking you to do is have thought this through and make sure that you are somebody who is capable of giving an answer on the fly. That's the essence of interviewing. And that's one of the things that's most important, that we think about this and be ready for the behaviorally based questions. Because the simple questions about, tell me about yourself, are great. Usually those are the first things right out the gate, and it's only just to kind of warm you up and get you engaged in the conversation with them. But bottom line, that's not where the interview will end. The interview will end with behavior-based questions 9 times out of 10 in today's society. It's what we're trained to do, and it's what we look for, things that are going to be potential red flags or things that could be green lights that say, this is a good hire. This is somebody I need to involve in my program. So again, this is Dr. Roy Schoeneman from Tier 1 Coaching and Training at tier1coaching.org. I encourage you to check our website out. We have lots of resources there, lots of other videos. I'm excited for you. I want to wish you a very happy holiday season. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great, great day.